how to determine the load carrying capacity of a pile. In last lecture, we have deal with the different component of well foundation as well as what are the different forces which are going to act on your well foundation. Also, we have completed caissson type and pile foundation types. Now, in this lecture, considering unit number 4, the last topic is load carrying capacity of your piles. So, let's see how to determine the load carrying capacity. So the ultimate load carrying capacity, or you can say that ultimate load carrying capacity is also known as ultimate bearing capacity as well as ultimate bearing resistance, QUP, of a pile is defined as the maximum load which can carry by the pile and at which the pile continues. We have already deal with the ultimate load carrying capacity or ultimate load bearing capacity. We know this definition already. Okay. The allowable load QA is the safe load which the pile can carry safely and determined on the basis of ultimate bearing resistance divided by the suitable factor of safety. Always remember, suitable factor of safety in case of load carrying capacity, if you are using the dynamic formulae, you will need to consider the FOS as a 6. What value? FOS factor of safety should be 6. But while considering your soil exploration or your Terzaghi's equation, the factor of safety varies from 2.5 to 3. But in case of determination of load carrying capacity, you should consider FOS for dynamic formula. In the dynamic formula, it should be 6. We will see one by one. So the permissible settlement and the overall stability of a pile can be determined by the following methods. So in your syllabus, there are basically, in this unit, there are the two methods, dynamic formulae and a static formulae. Pile load test is nothing but your plate load test. We have already deal with the pile load test, as well as we have also seen the penetration test in unit number 3. Now in this, considering by this unit, we will need to deal with the dynamic formula and static formula for determination of load carrying capacity. Now the first one is a dynamic formula. What is the different dynamic formula? When pine hammer is hit in the pile, you know that if you need to insert your pile, suppose you are inserting your pile is having a depth of 9 meter, so you cannot excavate a 9 meter depth to the manually, or you can excavation. You can directly insert your pile to the side by using a hammer. Energy is equal to the weight of hammer times the height of drop or the stroke. Like you are doing in the impact test, if you know, remember your concrete technology practical, if you are having a hammer, the same hammer is having the diameter of your pile, and you will need to give a drop at a certain height to the pile so that your pile should be inserted fully to the ground. Okay. So in case of double acting hammer, some energy is also imparted, means some energy is also getting lost because of this hammering procedure. The total downward energy is consumed by the work done in penetrating the pile and the certain losses. We'll need to consider certain losses, how much losses is taken place while you are giving the stroke to your pile. Now, the various dynamic formulae are essentially based on the assumption. Generally, there are some assumptions. We will the soil resistance of a dynamic penetration of pile is the same as to be the penetration of pile under the static or sustained loading. Under the static or sustained loading. Following are the commonly dynamic formulae which are going to use to determine the load carrying capacity of your pile. The first one is the engineering news formula. Engineering news formula. The engineering news formula was proposed by the A.M. Willingstone. A.M. Willingstone 1818 in the following general form. These are the form. QA is nothing but WH divided by F into bracket S plus C. We'll define one by one the term. QA is nothing but allowable load which you will need to hammer your pile from desired height. You will need to drop that pile. Okay. So wait a minute. Wait a minute, students. Okay.
Madam.
I am requesting all the students. हाँ हाँ बोल ना, कौन बोलता है? कोमल है का? Okay. So as we see, load carrying capacity. Okay. Dynamic formula. QA is nothing but WH divided by F into S plus C. QA is a allowable load of hammer, weight of hammer. H is the height of fall. Always remember, height of fall of your hammer is is directly proportional to the length of your pile, or you can say the depth of your pile. F is nothing but factor of safety, which is equal to 6. You will need to consider factor of safety in case of dynamic formulae, it should be a 6. But if you are considering our Terzaghis equation or rest of the equation, you should consider your FOS up to 2.5 to 3. So always remember this factor of safety value in case of your pile foundation as well as shallow foundation. We know that for shallow foundation, FOS is 2.5 to 3. But in case of deep foundation, pile foundation is nothing but it comes under a deep foundation. So in case of pile foundation, you will need to consider the factor of safety up to the 6. What is S? S is nothing but a final set penetration per blow. Usually how much number of penetration you require to insert your pile to the ground, that is nothing but average number of your S. Okay, centimeter blow for the last 5 blows of drop hammer, or 20 blows of a steam hammer, 20 blows of a steam hammer and last 5 drops of a drop hammer. You will need to consider the last 5 average, that is your S. Okay, C is nothing but imperial constant. It depends on the denoting W, which is nothing but weight of hammer, height of your fall, which is in centimeter, and S, which is nothing but a final set penetration per blow in centimeter. And generally, the value of C is to be taken as 2.5 centimeter for drop hammer, and if you are using a single and double acting hammer, the value of C should be 0.25 centimeter. 0.25 centimeter. Remember the value of C in case of a drop hammer and in case of now the if you are using drop hammer, the value of the formula for QA, which is nothing but your load carrying capacity of your pile, is equal to WH upon 6 into S plus 2.5. What is 6? 6 is nothing but factor of safety, and C is the imperial constant, which depends upon a drop hammer. If you are using drop hammer, you will need to take the value of C is equal to 2.5 centimeter. Okay, now the single acting steam hammer. If you are using single acting steam hammer, it is one of the type of hammer. Either you will be remember what is the different types of hammer you should use. The drop hammer, single acting steam hammer, double acting steam hammer is used to insert your pile into the ground. So remember this basic thing. Okay, so QA is nothing but WH divided by 6 into S plus C. What is C? C is the value for single and double acting hammer is 0.25. So these are basic is FOS and C is going to change. The rest of the thing is completely depend upon your hammer, weight of hammer and height of your drop. Okay, so remember the value of C. C is nothing but imperial constant. And if you are using the double hammer, the basic formula is somewhat going to change. Likewise, QA is equal to W into W plus A into P into H divided by 6 into S plus 0.25. So A is nothing but the effective area of piston. Piston is nothing but your hammer. Okay, centimeter square. You will need to consider your hammer pi by 4d square. You will get, if you are having the diameter of your hammer, then you will need to calculate the area of piston, and it will come into centimeter square. P is nothing but the mean effective steam pressure. Mean effective steam pressure. Okay, the double acting steam pressure, if you are using W plus 0.6 plus S plus 0.25, this is your double acting steam hammer. Okay, now the second formula, this is nothing but your engineering new formula. It is given by which scientist? It is proposed by A.M. Willington. Okay, 1818, A.M. Willington, engineering new formula for determining the load carrying capacity of your soil under the dynamic formula. Okay, remember the basic thing, as it will going to ask you in your multiple choice question in any competitive exam. Okay, so second one is a Healy formulas. So what are the Healy formula? It is as per IS 2911 part 1 1964. The formula is generally expression of a original expression of a Healy. Healy is nothing but your name of a one scientist who gives this formula. QF is nothing but N is nothing but efficiency, W into H into NB formula is given by Healy for dynamic formula to determine the pile load capacity. Okay, QF is nothing but ultimate load on a pile. Yeah, W is the weight of hammer, as we have seen. H is the height of hammer in centimeter. S is the penetration of a set in centimeter per blow, and C is nothing but elastic expression. You will need to consider the value of C as the C1 plus C2 plus C3. C1, C2, C3 are the temporary elastic compression of a dolly and packing, pile and a soil respectively. What is it? Dolly. Dolly is nothing but a hammer cover. Hammer cover is nothing but a dolly. उसको क्या बोलते हैं आप? Dolly. Okay. It is not a name of a girl. Okay. Remember the basic thing. Dolly is a name of your hammer cover. Okay. Dolly and packing and pile and soil respectively. What is NH? NH is nothing but N is not the efficiency of a hammer. Neta H is nothing but efficiency percent of for acting double acting steam pressure hammer for drop hammer release by the trigger. Okay, and neta B is nothing but the efficiency of hammer per blow, that is the ratio of energy after impact to the striking energy of the ram, and it is having the formula generally for case if W is greater than E into P. What is P? P is nothing but your pressure, and what is E is nothing but your efficiency. Okay, so W into uh, W plus E square P divided by W plus P. This is about the neta B formula. And what is the neta H formula? And what is neta B formula? W plus E square P upon W plus P minus W minus E P square upon W plus P bracket square for the case when W is less than E into P. You are not going to solve this numerical, because as per type of numerical, you just need to write down what are the different load carrying capacity and what are the different methods. So there are two methods, dynamic and static formula. So you will need to write down just as it is, as it is given in this slide. Okay, so E is nothing but the coefficient of restitution variable from 0 to timber pile with a poor soil condition of a head for the XX packing in the driving cap of 0.5. Generally remember the value of E is vary from 0 to 0.5 for a single packing hammer, and if you are using double packing hammer without a driving pack, the reinforced pile without helmet must be packing on the top. It is nothing but you should remember the value of E is 0.5 to 0 to 0.5 in case of any type of pile, either single packing pile or double acting hammer driving seat pile. Okay, the and P is nothing but the weight of your pile or helmet, or nothing but weight of pile. Okay, so this is about your dynamic formula, which is nothing but Healy formula. So generally in dynamic formula, basically two formulas are there. One is nothing but engineering new formula, second is a Healy formula. Now we will see the comments based on the dynamic formula. So these are the comments you should, I will read down this one by one. The dynamic formula are best suited for a coarse grain soil. Always remember it is used when a soil's condition is having a coarse and independent on the rate of loading, because no development excess pour pressure around the pile during its saturated or dry. The great objection to any of a pile driving is the uncertainty about the relationship between dynamic and static resistance of a soil. In case of submerged loose uniform fine sand, if you are using your, generally if you are using a black cotton soil, if definitely go for a deep foundation, and under deep foundation you should suggested by the pile foundation, and to determine the load carrying capacity of that BC soil, so you should know the dynamic formula and the static formula. Okay, so impact of drying may cause the liquefaction of a soil, thus showing much less resistance than that which will occur under the static load. If you are having more heavy structure, so you will need to use a dynamic formula rather than the static formula. Okay, for clay type, the dynamic formula are valueless because the screen friction developed in the clay during drying is very much less. Okay, so you cannot use your dynamic formula if you are having a clay soil. Also, the point resistance is much more at the time of driving because of later on the when the pore pressure is dissipated. As you are inserting your pile into the ground, the side friction cannot be allowed if you are using a clay soil. Okay, if your soil condition is totally clay, it is a nothing but a cohesive soil, then you cannot use the dynamic formula. This is the basic thing. Okay, so dynamic formulae give no indication about the probable future settlement or temporary changes in the soil structure. It is generally temporary formula. It does not give any future settlement. It not indicate the any future settlement or a temporary changes in your soil structure. You are only going to use your load carrying capacity if you are using the dynamic formula. It does not give any further future settlement of your soil. It does not give the consolidation or how much settlement will be happen by putting your heavy structure on that soil. It does not give that particular parameter. Any account to reduce the bearing capacity of pile when in a group. If you are using number of group, if you are using 6 number of pile, so the formula do not take any account to reduce the load bearing capacity. If you are having a 100 kilonewton load and if you are having a 5 number of your piles, 5 number of your piles, so the each pile should take about 20 kilonewton load. But if you are using the dynamic formula, so 20 kilonewton load it does not give, it directly gives the each pile should take 100 kilonewton load. So these are the disadvantage, you can say these are the disadvantage of your dynamic formula if you are using to determine the load carrying capacity of your pile when the pile is in group. Okay, so when law of impact used for determining the energy loss, you will need to use the law of impact. It is not strictly valid for piles surrounding soil. Law of impact is only used to determine the energy loss, and there is nothing other method you can use to determine the loss of your energy, as your pile is subjected to restraining influence of the surrounding soil. Restraining means what we have seen as D1, as if you are remember, restraining is nothing but रोकना. किसी कोई चीज को अगर वो फैक्टर ऑफ सेफ्टी आपके सॉइल के इन्फ्लुएंस को नहीं रोक सकता है, so you cannot determine the energy loss or energy dissipation in the dynamic formula. Okay, so you are going to use dynamic formula only when pile is not in a group, or you can say when your soil condition is a coarse grain, and if you are having the submerged loose uniform fine sand, then only you are going to use the dynamic formula. And when pile is in group, in fiction is not proper, then you cannot use the dynamic formula. And also the more disadvantage of dynamic formula is what it does not give you the individual pile capacity if pile is present in a group. Okay, and law of impact is the only procedure to determine the energy loss. So I hope you are understanding this basic concept about the dynamic formula to determine the pile load capacity. Now next formula is nothing but a static formulae. So the static formula is based on the assumption of ultimate bearing capacity of a pile. QUP is the sum of total skin friction RF and the total ultimate point or end bearing resistance RP. RF and RP. RP is nothing but a end bearing resistance and RF is the ultimate screen friction. So QUP is generally given by, it is a basic assumption while deriving the static formula RP. or QUP is also equal to AS into RF plus AP into RP. What is AS and AP? AS is nothing but surface area of pile depends upon which the screen friction acts. Okay, and AP is nothing but area of cross section of a pile on which bearing resistance can act. Okay, so for tapered pile, A may be taken as a cross sectional area and the lower one third of the embedded length. So RF should be equal to small rf. We have seen the capital RF and capital RP, but we haven't seen the RF and RP. So what is RF and RP? RF and RP as the average screen friction, and RP is a unit point or a toe resistance. Unit point or a toe resistance. These are the basic assumptions while deriving the static formula. A factor of safety in case of static formula is generally 2.5 to 3. In case of dynamic formula, the factor of safety is around 2.5 to 3. May be adopted for finding the allowable load. May be adopted. This is completely assumption. For cohesive soil, if you are having the cohesive soil, so pile in a cohesive soil, point bearing is generally neglected for individual pile action. Since compared to the frictional resistance, the unit screen friction may be taken equal to the shear strength of the multiple by the reduction of factor alpha. Okay, so RF should be equal to the average screen friction along the length of the pile, and RP is equal to CP into NC, which is equal to 9 into CP. How the 9 will come? We will see the Terzaghis formula, N into CP. Okay, what is the value of N? You can see if you are having the stiff medium to stiff friction, so 15. You will need to use the value of N 8 to 15. So hence RP is equal to 9 into CP. You can take 9, you can take 10, you can take 11 up to, it should be in between 8 to 15. Okay. So the QUP is equal to M into C bar AS plus 9 into CP into AP. What is A into C bar or M into C bar? This is nothing but the average coefficient that you must need to consider while taking the cohesive soil static formulae. Okay, these are the nothing but average screen friction. This formula is completely the assumption. These are the assumption that average screen friction should be equal to A into C bar. Okay, so QUP is nothing but M into C bar AS plus 9 into CP into AP, where M or alpha is nothing but adhesion coefficient or reduction factor. Okay, alpha is nothing but a reduction factor whose value is depend upon the clayey soil pile load test. For a depth of pile less than 20 diameter, its value is generally founded to be 0.4. And for deeper pile, the value should be ranges from zero point 0.4. Okay, 0.4 to 1. So this is generally depend upon your depth of pile. Okay. Which gives the value for the following table which give the value of alpha for different consistency of a clay. C bar is nothing but the average undrained cohesion along the length of pile, and CP is nothing but the average undrained coefficient of soil at a pile tip in absence of elaborate data. Both C bar and CP may be taken equal to QU by P. QU is nothing but your ultimate load. Okay, so value of alpha is generally depend upon the consistency and value of alpha for bore pile and driven cast in situ pile. Value of N should be less than 4. In case of medium clay, the value of N is 4 to 8. For stiff, it should be 8 to 15. And for stiff to hard soil consistency, it should be greater than 15. And the value of alpha for bore pile in case of soft or very soft clay, it should be 0.7 to 1. For medium, it is 0.5 to 0.7. And for steep, it should be 0.4 to 0.4. And stiff to hard, it should be 0.3 to 0.3. Bored pile or driven cast in situ pile. So this is about the value of alpha. Alpha is nothing but the adhesion coefficient, which is generally you will need to assume in case of your average skin friction along the length of pile. Okay, so you should mark up this formula for your exam point of view. Now the allowable load carrying capacity of a pile is given by dividing of QUP. We have taken this assumption. This is the first line of our static formula. But QA minus QUP. So what is QUP and what is QA? QA is nothing but your allowable load, and QUP is nothing but ultimate load on a pile. The IS code recommended that the working out safe load, a minimum factor of safety should be 2.5 is used. And if the two different values of safety factor are adopted, the shaft resistance, or you can say the negative skin friction, can be base resistance, and we can use the formula. If you're considering the skin friction, you can say the negative skin friction, then you are going to use a formula. QA is the thing given to MC bar AS upon F1 plus 9 CPAP upon F2. What is F1 and F2? F1 and F2 is nothing but two different values of factor of safety if we are considering the shaft resistance, or you can say the skin friction resistance. So you will need to take a two factor of safety. If opposite, so you will need to take a two factor of safety. Now the next one is nothing but non-cohesive soil. So non-cohesive soil RF is nothing but K into tan phi gamma ZQ RP 0.3 gamma. This is just like a Tarazagi's equation. We have already seen that. And what are the K? What are the gamma? We know that K is the coefficient for lateral earth pressure. Gamma is the density of soil. Q is the surcharge, which is nothing but water pressure as well as your soil pressure. Surcharge is nothing but water plus soil. Okay, so always remember surcharge on the ground. Z is the depth of center of gravity of the pile below the ground surface, and B is nothing but least lateral dimension of rectangular or square pile for diameters of circular plate. Phi is the angle of internal friction, and N gamma is the measure of non-dimensional factor resulting for the bearing capacity. And also you should draw this solving this static formulae for your exam point of view. So I hope you are getting what I am saying, and the rest of the part we will see in the next lecture. I hope you are getting the load carrying, how to deal with the load carrying capacity of your soil. Okay, so students, are you getting this?